24 hours, $137 per XRP as the price of XRP rises, and over 600 trillion starts to flow straight into the XRP ledger. This is about to happen right in front of our eyes. It will happen in the next 24 hours, or maybe even in the next 8 to 12 hours. That's when the most money will be added to the XRP record and into XRP. It is said that trillions of dollars are flowing straight into the XRP ledger, not millions or billions, but trillions of dollars. All of this is happening so fast. We've also seen one of the biggest supply shocks we've ever seen happen when there is a lot of demand, which is what will take the price of XRP to over $13,798. You might think I'm crazy, but this has been said by many CEOs, including Brad Garlinghouse, the CEO of Ripple Labs. In fact, Brad Garlinghouse has said in public that he thinks XRP will soon pass Ethereum to become the second most valuable coin by value. We are talking about after Bitcoin. XRP has been acting up on a lot of platforms over the last 24 hours, which is pretty strange. We are going to talk about Binance, Kcoin, and CoinMarketCap. There has been a huge XRP price glitch on all of these platforms, one that sometimes causes XRP to rise from, say, $9,800 to $50. This is about Gemini, which is one of the biggest organized exchanges in the world. When they put XRP on the market, which was about a year ago, there was a huge supply shock. That's not 650 trillion, which is what's going to happen in the next 24 hours. What we're really talking about is billions, but there was such a supply shock for XRP at that time that the price went from 50 cents to over $50, and real trades took place at that price. In other words, at $50, people could buy and sell XRP. This is crazy now. This is just the beginning of something even bigger. The price of XRP will then go up to over $137.98. So you should watch this video all the way through because it's very important. Before we go on, we're giving everyone who watches this movie up to $100 in XRP. That's why I'm leaving all the links in the description below. This is a very important movie, so I don't want to waste your time. The links are below. Keep an eye on the price of XRP because you could become a multimillionaire in the next 24 hours. It has been shown that if you put $10,000 into XRP in 2016 and didn't sell it, you would now have well over $1 million. Like in this video clip, this is not now. This is from when it was first made in 2020 or 2021. If you had put $10,000 into XRP in 2016, it would have been worth more than $300,000. You can see that we're getting close to $700,000. We're now talking about $1.7 million. This happened in 2016. The price is now a lot more than before. It's likely that you're close to $2.3 million if you put $10,000 into XRP in 2016. But now you have another chance to make a lot of money that will last for generations by using the XRP system and XRP itself. Take a look at that. If you got it in 2016, it would be more than $3.2 million or probably $3.7 million now. Once more, the chance is now alive and well. If you buy into the XRP system very early, you could become one of the few people who becomes a multimillionaire. And it all comes down to $650 trillion coming into the XRP system, which could happen in hours. Now is your chance. This is happening through RealFi, a huge company that lets you buy real estate straight on the XRP ledger. And I'm talking about homes that cost several $1 million. You can get that right now. Properties worth many millions of dollars. This thing can be bought on the XRP system. And the real code is used in every step. Now, real currency is going through the roof. It only went from 1/100 of a penny to more than 4 cents in 3 to 4 months. The price has gone up 14% in the last 24 hours, and it will go up even more as we get closer to entering the huge $650 trillion market. Now, this is a huge deal, but it gets even crazier because Real will only be listed on a global centralized exchange for a few hours at most. This will allow over $5 billion worth of transactions to happen every day, and more than 40 million users will be able to trade and buy the Real coin. What's the big deal about this? Because Real tokens went from being worth 1/100 of a penny to being worth more than 4 cents in just 34 months, with no marketing effort and no centralized exchange listings. Also, the XRP ledger is hard to buy or use. Let's say this happens and real tokens are added to a central market. The cost will hurt. That's not even talking about the fact that real token is fixing a problem worth many trillions of dollars. Also, real coin has one of the lowest. In fact, it's by far the smallest amount available. We're talking about no more than 1 billion. In the first phase, 20 million to 22 million were sent out. That doesn't mean anything. That doesn't mean anything. A lot of experts and researchers say that XRP's price should be over $65,000 with just 1% of the $650 trillion market. This is because there aren't many coins available. It sounds crazy. This took place again. In this case, Ripple is going to a global banking meeting with big names like JP Morgan and BlackRock. But the real token is used in 1% of the $650 trillion market that Real and Refi are going to start. It's made with 1% of that money. $65,000 would go through the roof. Now imagine that someone bought, say, $10,000 worth of real tokens right now because there aren't many of them. The price could rise from 3 cents to 10s, 20, 30, or $40, and they would be rich for life. Now picture that on a large scale, because that's what could happen. If there are 100,000 real token transactions every day, the price could go as high as $700 to $800. Okay, that might be a bit of an exaggeration, but it could go as high as $200 to $300, which is a big deal. That's 100,000 transactions every day. For some reason, every single real estate deal that is listed on a centralized exchange ends up with a market cap of $100 billion, which is crazy. Now, if this happened to real token again, it could reach 10,000 or even 75,000, which is crazy because each real token is worth only 3 to 4 cents and could reach $10,000 to $30,000, which is such a small market cap because there are so few of them. That is a very big number, and it means that money is moving to projects like the real token and family wealth. Now, I'm going to buy the dip. I'm buying a huge amount. It's not doing, it's skyrocketing, but I'm buying real token, which is very, very strong, and the price will keep going up. That's right, we're only 2 minutes away from listing right now. So I'm going to release this video soon, and as soon as you can, you should try to jump on it. Do your research because it's not financial advice. Never trust a financial advisor, but do your research and jump on in because the faster you get in, the more chances you have for it to go through the roof. That's the possibility we're talking about here. And obviously, people who bought Bitcoin at $1 and started making $20 million in 2020 have the same chance that XRP's price will go through the roof. In fact, the price is going through the roof right now on Max. So you can tell I'm very, very bullish. Guys, let's take a look at this as the price keeps going up 104%. Once more, this is very, very strong. This is crazy, and it's clearly your chance since the market as a whole. I think we're almost to the point where this will be the biggest bull market we see before a huge bear market. This is why it's very important to understand that if there was ever a time to build wealth that will last, it is now. It's time for the big bear market now. So your goal is to get as much money as you can and pass it down from generation to generation. You can do this while passing it down properly by doing the research. That's why I'll leave all the links in the description below. In other words, this is very positive. As we hit 110%, the price keeps going up. Guys, I'm putting out the video right now. You should get in as soon as possible because once more, it doesn't look like there's a lot of space yet. Even though this is still a very small amount of trade, the price could go through the roof from here. We're talking about trillions of dollars here. We're talking about trillions of dollars that could be put into a real token, even though its number is only 5,000 right now. This is another example of how widely XRP will be used.